Hello everyone, welcome to my new Sunday market breakdown. Okay, so we do not do this week a trade recap. I will just do it now because it's not that much to explain. So I will just do quick the trade recap of last week because I had only one trade running and one missed trade. So the one running trade was GBPJPY on Friday. Normally I don't take trades on Friday, but my FTMO is Thursday it will end. So Thursday my FTMO will be ending. So that's why I took a trade Friday. So this trade was GBP So if I go on the weekly, we had this weekly bearish driver, we had this weekly bearish candle close. So I could look for more downside momentum. We were below this weekly buying zone, so we could look for a short on the daily. So on the daily, what we saw was we had here this bigger bearish W here, first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg, potential fifth leg to the downside. And within that, we had also a pattern within a pattern. So we had that bearish W and we have that same lows. So we expect the same highs. So we have that natural W for more downside momentum possibly. So I drew my daily zone at these highs and then we had a pattern on the 4 hour, and what we saw was the first candle, second candle, third candle, or red candle. So I could take my limit on the fourth. My stop loss wide enough, and yeah, I will target the daily reverse point here from this daily smaller bullish M here. This is a smaller bullish M here. So this higher low, I will take here some profits out, major profits out. So that's why I took this trade on Friday. So the missed trade I had was Euro AUD. This I needed to take, but I took it on my demo account. So after reviewing it, I needed to take it on my FTMO account. So yeah, that's a mistake from me. So I went to the weekly, and what we saw on the weekly was we had here a potential shoulder one, had shoulder two, we had this buying zone also here, fake out from this higher low here, this false break here from that point. So the buyers were sitting there. So we had also that weekly very bullish impulsive move. So we went to the daily, and what we saw on the daily was still bearish because we were making here this lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Then we broke it here, and then we made a potential shoulder one here, head, then shoulder two. But the weekly was bullish, so I took my Fibonacci from the whole leg. This is one leg from me. I just take it from the whole leg because the driver is against us. So I take my Fibonacci from the lower to the high. And what can we see between that Fibonacci? We have the smaller bullish M with an IC. I went to the daily previous higher lows. So I drew my daily zone there under this IC and we touched it here. And on the 4 hour, we had a pattern. And on the 4 hour, what we had was that Emerson and shoulders. So we had that Emerson and shoulders without a break, with break. So we had here that shoulder one zone, shoulder one, head, shoulder two got tapped. We had our trade active running on a demo, and we had around 1.4% here already running. We had also minus 27 fib completion. So the better thing to do was here to take my fib, my stop loss less because I took a wide stop loss because I was targeting the daily, and from there it was around 6%, I guess. It was around 6%. So yeah, if I took it from the 4 hour TP here, then it was only 1.7. So if I did it right, I could take it for around here. Yeah, 40 pips would be okay. So 2.4, and then I could already take some partials out. So that's a mistake also that I had a bigger stop loss. So this I needed to be correcting. So now I will start the SMB. So I'm normally always going to the DXY. So if I go to the DXY on the weekly chart, what you can see on the DXY, I will just go to the monthly because the monthly is still bullish. We had here this higher low, higher high, everything between that is just a correction for potential more upside momentum. So we have that higher low, a higher low sitting there, and we already made a bullish candle. So that's very nice to see that the bulls are kicking in from that higher low monthly region and this monthly supply and demand zone. If I look further back, this is a clear supply and demand zone from that zone here, this daily horizontal, this monthly horizontal gray line. So if I go to the weekly, what you can see on the weekly is still bearish because we are making here this first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg, already coming till this lower highs here. We tap this weekly zone of interest, this blue box, and there is a potential of that the price can come back still till this monthly lows where the price had a very big impulse to from. So this can happen too, but we have a weekly bullish candle close. So I think maybe we can make the shoulder one here, this head price closing next week very impulsive, and then we can make here the shoulder one, head, shoulder two for potential more upside momentum. So this is what I can see. We are at weekly lower highs. So we are at a supply and demand zone also. If I through this weekly zone further, you have here some clear support, resistance, potential resistance. So it's a clear supply and demand zone. So that is a thing we need to be careful for, that the price can come back till these monthly lows. So yeah. So the first trade I'm looking at is USDCAD. So if I go to USDCAD, what you can see is that USDCAD had a weekly bearish candle close here. So yeah, we can expect then bearish orders to kick in from that weekly bearish candle close. The only thing we need to be careful for is the weekly is still bullish because this is our higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So everything between this low here and this high is just a correction for potential more upside momentum. So this descending trend line here that I drew, this descending trend line is holding the price down. We have that smaller bullish M on the weekly here, so we need to be careful for that these weekly lows, which didn't got tapped yet. So we have still some room to go to the downside here till this weekly lows. So with that weekly bearish candle close, it's very nice to see. So we can go to the daily now for a potential bearish setup. So what I can see on the daily now is this potential shoulder one here, this head, shoulder two, and I will change the fib from the high here, like this, from the high to the low here. So I want to see a tap of this shoulder one region here. So that's what I wanted to see this week, that the price will come back on the dollar, and yeah, that we can come from there back to the downside. If I go to the line chart, you will see it clearer. So this is our shoulder one, this is our head, shoulder two potentially, and yeah, the price can come back then to the shoulder one, and then we can go to the downside. So this is what I want to see then. So this is USDCAD. Then the next one is EURCAD. On EURCAD, if I go on the weekly, we had here a weekly nice selling zone, sellers kicking in, very big sellers from here that pushed the price very big to the downside. We have also clear supply and demand zone. As you can see, if I look further back, this is resistance, support, support, resistance, support. Then you have here some clear support, resistance, support, and this is all the way a resistance. So it's a clear weekly supply and demand zone. On the monthly, it will also be a nice zone. So we had also a potential head and shoulders that we can make. Shoulder one here, head, potential shoulder two. So we broke this lows here, so we can make the reversal pattern in the form of a head and shoulders. But we have a very massive weekly bearish candle close. This one is very big. So I expect maybe one more to the downside, or maybe multiple to the downside. Who knows what will happen? So we have that weekly bearish candle close. That's the only thing we know. So we expect more bearish momentum. So on the daily, what you can see on the daily is we have a potential bearish W. So the first leg, second leg, third leg. For me, this is a flat wall. This candle is just one daily candle, so massive to the downside. So I expect this as a bigger pattern. So with a bigger pattern, if we come back, till this daily zone, then I will look for a pattern. And if we close very impulsively just below our 78.60 on the 78.60 or just above that, then I want to see a retrace candle in the form of a red candle, because the price mostly of the time, if it comes in this zone here, then it will more likely to push to the upside, and yeah, you will got out of your trade. So I want to see the retrace candle before looking to uh, a 4-hour pattern, because the diesel and 4-hour pattern will not has enough strength to go to the downside, because you have that impulse, that very big candle to the upside from that daily zone. We close like this, very impulsive. Yeah, it will just normally go to the upside to the daily highs for the potential fake out. So that's why I want to see, just the price coming correctively to the upside or that retrace candle, and then I would like to take a pattern. The last one, GBPJPY now. So if I go to the weekly, what you can see on the weekly is, if I drew my horizontal line here, you had here a very big buying zone that got triggered here. You have here these buyers kicking in, buyers, you have this low, and this is our high. So everything between this low and high is just a correction for potential more upside momentum. Within that, you have also potential inverted and shoulders. So you have here the shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2 with already a weekly bullish candle close. So that's very nice to see, to have that bullish candle. So we expect more bullish momentum. So if I go to the daily now, we had here a pattern already got touched. This is the shoulder 1 here, the head, shoulder 2 that got tapped, bullish momentum kicked in, and after that we received the natural M, smaller natural M. So this is also aligning within the daily fib, so that's a necessary thing. If the fib was like this, so we had an shoulder, inverted and shoulders like this, yeah, the 61.80 just didn't tap this natural M, so then it was invalid for me, because there was still some room for more downside momentum from the daily fib. So now we touched it with the 61.80 here. So yeah, so this is a natural M here, same highs. We expect same lows like this, push, same highs, same lows like this, and then the price will normally go to the upside from there with if we have these patterns. So I drew this daily zone of interest here, this white zone at the daily lows from the natural M. And then I went to the 4-hour chart. And what can you see already on the 4-hour? You have this ascending trend line here. You have this first touch, second touch, and a third touch. Very nice aligning, already rejecting from that point, holding the price up with a potential diesel already forming. We got the tap of the daily zone of interest with a very nice wick. Then the second one, the third one was a bullish candle. And then you could take your limit here, but the weekly was still bearish, and now it's bullish on the weekly. So I want to have here a trade. I will look to take here a trade on, and yeah, we will see what will happen. I will take some profits out on these daily highs here for around 4%. So this will be nice. So yeah. So that was the last trade of the week I'm looking at this upcoming week. So I hope you had a nice weekend, and yeah, see you next week. Bye, everybody.